Hi there, I'm Jamie McGonagill with Ocala Equine Healing, and today we're doing a healing demonstration at the Acorn Farm in beautiful Ocala, Florida. Today's healing subject is a Thoroughbred Yearling filly. Here she is. Her nickname is Laylallee. That is not her registered name. Her mother's name is Ain't It Sweet, so technically her name right now is Ain't It Sweet 20, which is the year she was born. And she has a number of issues that have been coming up over the past few months. It is currently late May, and in early April, she suffered an eye injury that led to a corneal abscess in her left eye. She had eye surgery, and now she's in the process of recovering from that eye surgery. And so part of the work that we're going to be doing today is working to heal whatever was the root cause of that problem, because the injury happened, and then why did it become as big a problem as it did? So that's an exciting part. Hi, darling. We're also going to be working with an attitude issue that has been exacerbated by the eye problem, where Layla can be aggressive, she can be untrustworthy in her behavior, making her hard to handle. Finally, we have a few more physical issues. In her left hind ankle, Layla has a chip, a bone chip, that we're also going to be working with. And finally, a little less than a week ago, she spiked a very high temperature. One vet considered that it could be pneumonia. It's been a conversation about what's going on. The fever broke yesterday, and we're still working to heal whatever it was that was going on. During the healing session, she's allowed to move out of sight of the camera. If you can't see her, it's okay. It's okay for her to not be in view. If she wants to be in view, she can be in view, but this way she has a safe space where she can be if she doesn't want to be in view. Just so you know, during the healing session, it's very common for my eyes to move around, for my nose to run, for me to yawn. All of these are common signals of energy moving in the physical body. Hi, Layla. And so if I do those things and you can see it, don't let it freak you out. It's extremely normal. And if that kind of thing makes you really uncomfortable, this might not be the kind of healing modality that you're interested in. That's really up to you. If you want more information on the healing modality that I practice, on my healing practice itself, I highly recommend that you visit www.ocalaequinehealing.com to get more information. Okay, now we're going to get started. You ready to go, Layla? Okay, here we go. Today is Monday, May 24th, 2021. Today is Ain't It Sweet 20, also known as Layla's first healing session. And today we're working to heal the root causes of a number of issues. We're working to heal whatever is really underneath the corneal abscess that was formed. And if there's any issues that came up during the surgery that need to be healed, we'd like to address them if at all possible. We're also working to heal the root causes of a pattern of aggressive and untrustworthy behavior that's come up a lot during the last few months. We also have a chip in the left hind ankle, a bone chip in the left hind ankle that we're working to heal. And finally, whatever caused that fever last week that we're still recovering from. And we're here today to heal the root causes of those problems and whatever they represent in such a way as to align Layla with her destiny, with her soul's plan for her life, so that she can live the life that she was born to live the life she was always meant to be living. Now, Layla, what I'm starting to do, and you should be starting to feel, is I'm starting to soften my own energy body, and I'm starting the process of merging into your energy body There we go. And normally we wait a little bit longer in the session to do this, but our best guess is this is going to help you understand that what's happening is okay, that what's happening is a good thing. The first thing for you to know, and always the most important thing for you to remember, is that the presences who are speaking in this healing session today are, for the most part, likely to be your own guardian angels, those really good guys upstairs who know you and love you better than anybody else in the world. Because often in these sessions what comes up are things we need to do differently in our lives, ways we need to behave differently, ways we need to respond differently to challenges in our own life. And it can be tempting to pretend that just because you and I only just met each other, it's not possible for me to know the things I'm going to talk about. But it's because it's not really me talking. Your guardian angels are going to be speaking to you, and I'm going to be translating as best I can, all right? And so when they give you an idea, if they give you something to try, it's really worth at least trying it before we decide we can't, because I don't know anybody who's going to give you better advice, who's more likely to give you helpful advice than those presences. And at some point during the session, it's possible we're going to be able to connect with even higher guardian angels who you might think of as archangels. If that happens, it's really great, and we'll be really happy for it, and I'll try to identify them as much as possible. The second most important thing for you to know is that most presences are born with a soul plan, with a destiny, with a life that they were born to live. And not everybody is, for a lot of complicated reasons. But the premise of what we do in this work is connect with the higher powers who are invested in your success and ask them how to heal what's going on that is not helpful for you to achieve your destiny in such a way as for you to be able to achieve that destiny. Good for you. Now, let's continue the process of softening my own energy body and starting to merge into your energy body. You should be starting to feel a warm, tingling sensation moving through your physical body. There you go, Layla. You should be starting to feel a calming sensation moving through your emotional body, which is a turbulent place to be. And you should be starting to feel a clearing sensation moving through your mental body. If at any point you feel something that makes you feel uncomfortable or that you don't like, give a really strong signal and we'll back up right away, okay? Now, softening the energy body and merging the energy bodies together more deeply, starting to draw the focus down to the feet, out through the base of the feet, and starting to draw up that toroid of upward rising earth energy that spins through horse country. And the beautiful thing for you about being a horse in this life is that everywhere you're likely to go is likely to be considered horse country from the guardian angel's perspective. And so pretty much no matter where you are, it's going to be possible for you to get this toroid spinning through your energy body. There we go. Now merging the energy bodies together more deeply. Beautiful. Starting to flush that toroid of energy up through the feet, all the way up the back of the energy body, especially up through that back left side of the energy body where there is that chip in the bone, really getting that energy moving up out through the top of the head, opening up a door in the sky above the barn. There we go. Really opening up that pillar in the sky above the barn. There we go. Really opening up that doorway to the angels way up there. And getting that energy moving through Layla's energy body, through the barn itself, through the farm itself. There we go. Getting that pillar of light straight up from underneath the feet, through the energy body, through the physical body, out the top of the head, out through the roof. Beautiful. And now merging the energy bodies together more deeply. And just so you know, Layla, I'm not going to read your mind. I'm not going to see your thoughts. I'm not going to peek into your personal business. What's happening is it's becoming more and more possible for your guardian angels to feel how it feels to be you, to feel how it feels to be living your life in your experience of sentience. Beautiful. There we go. So let's get that energy really moving up the back and out the top of the head, merging more deeply. And Layla, the healing energy of this session is being imprinted into this audio recording. And so every time you're able to listen to this recording and work with this recording, you have the opportunity to heal over and over and over again. And if you're in a future moment and you're listening to this recording and you're not able to feel the almost electrical sensation of the merge moving through your physical body, stop whatever you're doing, take a deep breath in and out, and intend to come right back into this now moment. And you should be able to come back over and over and over again. Now merging more deeply the energy bodies and starting to draw the focus to the heart chakra, that energy point right at the center of the chest. And we're going to start to open up the heart chakra. There we go, merging more deeply and starting to open up the doors at the front of the heart chakra, wider, 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 and calling up to Layla's own guardian angels way up there. And asking for them to start to send a river of higher vibration healing energy in through the front of that heart chakra. There we go, in through the front of that heart chakra, expanding that heart chakra all the way around. Beautiful, really expanding that heart chakra wider, wider, wider. Now opening up the doors at the back of the heart chakra and starting to exhale out the back, that river of higher vibration healing energy in through the front and out the back of the merged heart chakra. Beautiful. There we go. Yawning is a common signal of energy shifting, so it's okay. Now starting to open up the doors at the back of the heart chakra now and asking those guardian angels who are responsible for the filly who we are calling Layla, and we acknowledge that she's probably going to get a different name later on, and asking for them to send a river of higher vibration healing energy in through the back of the heart chakra, expanding that heart chakra all the way around, and now exhaling out the front, really allowing that river to flow in the back and out the front of the merged heart chakra, and now drawing the focus to the vertical pillar of the energy body again. Stretching that energy body longer, 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 longer. Beautiful. And you can probably feel how already there's a lot of debris starting to get kicked up in the energy body, starting to loosen up in the energy body. And that's great. And what we're going to start to do is get that toroid of energy spinning in such a way as to clear out a lot of the debris as it comes up. Clear it up out the top of the head. There we go. And we're not just going to fling it wildly so it falls back down into the barn. We're going to aim up through that doorway in the sky above us, and we're going to call up to to any guardian angels who are interested in the kind of debris that's coming up. And the fascinating thing about your last couple of months, Layla, is that you recently spent about a month in a clinic, and so there are guardian angels who are responsible for that clinic and clinics in general, who are responsible for the processes of horses healing on a much larger scale. And they might be interested to see, what kind of debris comes up through the surgery process, what kind of debris comes up when you're in a clinic. It might be good information, or it might be helpful to them. So sending it straight up and out of Layla's energy body, because it's no good hanging on to information that belongs to presences upstairs. There we go. Now let's draw the focus to the intersection where that heart chakra meets the vertical pillar of the energy body for Layla, really merging in, drawing the focus to that exact central point of the self, and now starting to build a critical mass of higher vibration healing energy at that exact intersection point, really building it until it pops. There we go. Creating a bubble all the way around the entire barn, all the way around the entire farm, around everywhere that Layla lives and works, including all of it inside the bubble. And now claiming the interior of the bubble as sacred, safe, private, healing, learning, growing space. It's clear only presences we invite in are welcome to join us, and all others either move around the outside of the sacred space, or if they break in, they're breaking divine law. And much, much bigger eyes than ours are watching them. Much, much bigger hands than ours would be able to reach in and pull them out if they want to. And having the intention that every time this recording plays, this sacred space be created and then strengthened over and over and over again, so the entire farm becomes safer and safer and safer. More a place touched by the divine, more a place touched by the angels with every single time the recording plays. Now merging the energy bodies together more deeply, reaching way up through that door in the sky. We're going to start to call up for Laylallee's own higher soul. And we remember that that's just her nickname. She will get a name later that is almost certainly going to be a different name. There we go. But that's the name by which she currently identifies. So that's what we're going to go with. And let's call up to her higher soul, that higher aspect of her own soul, and asking that higher soul for permission to do this work with her energy body today, and offering the higher soul the opportunity to place any limitations on the work and know that they will be honored. We won't open any doors you don't want us to open. We won't go down any hallways you don't want us to go down. And there is a little bit of a disconnect between the life and the higher soul, and this happens sometimes, and especially in this current era where the astral currents are really thick, and so people are born and their angels, it's hard for their angels to track them, it's hard for their higher souls to track them. It's a tough game. And so let's really merge in so she can feel where the body is, and then reach up to that higher soul who has that same identification that the body has and that the life has inside the body. And now connecting up to that higher soul way up there, and asking for her permission to do this work with the energy body, really asking for permission. And really listening for the answer, so we're not just crashing ahead. There, that feels like permission. So merging more deeply, reaching up, and now let's really connect with those guardian angels who are responsible for the filly we are referring to as Layla. And we can find that group way, way up there. And let's really reach up into that higher dimension room and ask those presences for their guidance, for their support, for their protection during the process today. And now restating the intention that we're here today to heal the root causes. Here we go, of whatever is underneath the eye troubles in the left eye, whatever caused the fever last week. There we go. The root cause of that chip in that left hind leg. And the root cause of this pattern of aggressive and untrustworthy behavior in such a way as to align the filly that we're calling Layla with her destiny, with her soul plan, with the life that she was meant to live. What do we do now? And reaching up to that room of guardian angels, because they're the ones likely to give the best advice. There we go, and they're saying that whatever was supposed to be shaken loose with the eye injury and then the eye issue, it didn't get shaken loose by that whole process. And so the fever that came up last week was kind of like the angels taking another whack at the same problem, the same issue. So really merging in, and we can start to feel the vibration of the issue itself, the vibration of the root causes of the problem. And so we're going to start to work with that vibration and try to get some clarity about what's going on. And it's a big, heavy, old feeling, a big, heavy, old thing. So let's really merge more deeply and start to work it up and out. There we go. What this is starting to feel like, and I'm not saying this is it, we're just starting to babble it out, and I might have to back up and correct myself. It's starting to feel like you were born with a really challenging soul situation. You know, some people when they're born have an assigned soul, and the assigned soul has assigned guardian angels, and it's kind of an easy chain of responsibility from the higher powers all the way down into who's actually running the body. And it feels like you were born with not that normal amount of support. And so part of your agreement before you were born was that you agreed to take on a certain amount of what might be bad karma for your family. And it could be your mother's side, your father's side. The definitions of family can vary pretty wildly, but you agreed to take on some level of bad karma, and I think as part of the agreement before you were born, you agreed to process it through your life. There we go, and there's been some kind of series of miscommunications upstairs, and this isn't how your guardian angels had originally lined up for you to process it. And it feels like there was some confusion, some miscommunication, and then it's like they push the button for you to process some of the bad karma, and way more bad karma than they expected or that they understood would be processed through that action came into your energy body. But here's the good thing. If it's something that Layla actually agreed to do before she was born, and we all make agreements to do stuff before we're born, that's why we get to be born, that's part of the learning process, it's totally natural and good. If it's something that Layla agreed to do, then it seems really likely that we could ask her guardian angels to help us deal with it right now. And I'm not saying all your problems will magically go away, because there are problems that have spun off the initial problems. But at least then we'll get on the right track to completing this part of the soul contract that led to a surprising number of issues pretty early in life. Because just so the angels know, Layla is still a yearling, and there is a time disconnect between the realm of dimension that we live in, that we think of as physical, and where you are upstairs. And so for you, it might seem like much more time has passed or much less time has passed. She's still a yearling. She's not trained yet. She hasn't ever had a saddle on her back. I think her owner was saying she just had her first real bath recently. You know, she's still a kid. She's still a kid, and a lot has been thrown at her lately, and I'm not sure if that was the pace that you were planning on processing the bad karma at. Oh, fascinating. Okay, so let's merge the energy bodies together more deeply and really feel the vibration of, it feels like it could be familial bad karma, some kind of group's bad karma that Layla has agreed to process. And what we're going to start to do is right now, vibrationally, keeping one eye on those symptoms of the eye troubles. There we go, and another eye on the symptoms of the recent fever, just because those are a good barometer. And we're going to start to energetically correct the errors, the mistakes through time. There you go, good response. That led to this bad karma being put on the family. There we go, beautiful. Really merging and really working to correct whatever the mistakes were. And it's fascinating because last night, your guardian angels, I was doing the prep work of your session, which I don't always do, but it seemed like the thing to do today. Your guardian angels were talking about the different kinds of way that bad karma is processed and how some of it is personal, things that your soul personally did in previous lives, and some of it is familial, things that your family has accumulated, bad karma your family has accumulated, and how there are so many shades. And the reason why maybe you're with your family that you're with, or that you have the bloodline you have, is that you had similar bad karma from your previous lives, and it kind of matched the bad karma of this family. And your angels thought, well, this is a wonderful opportunity for her to process her bad karma, and maybe we can even almost like jumpstart it, supercharge that karmic process by then also taking on familial bad karma. Whoosh, we can get it all working really fast. And then because of the time disconnect, it feels possible that your angels thought you were older than you were, that more time had passed than they had realized, and they thought, oh gosh, we've missed so much time. We've got to really slam through this bad karma. Let's give her an eye injury. Let's give her a bone chip. Let's give her a fever. Let's really slam through this so that we can get it done. And here's why this could be a great thing, and I want you to really think about this. This could be a great thing because if they want to work through all of this bad karma really fast, it might mean, I'm not saying this is what it means, but it might mean they want you to have good things ahead of you. They want you to have either professional success or personal fulfillment, or both. They want good things to be possible. And if we're still pulling this wagon of all this bad karma that we agreed to process before we were born, it's just not going to balance out so that all those good things could happen. So it's possible they're trying to push through it. Good for you. They're trying to push through it so you can get to the good things. Now, with that in mind, let's really merge the energy bodies together more deeply, all the way through. Get that enormous toroid of energy spinning through the vertical pillar of the energy body. There you go. Good for you, sweetheart. We're going to lengthen that energy body while we're at it so that you don't feel dizzy, and so you can expand through this process even more. And now really asking Layla's guardian angels and the guardian angels for her family, however that has been defined in her soul contract. You know, it could be either side of your bloodline. It could even be about the humans who you interact with regularly. It's an exciting definition, baby. And let's ask if right now we can correct as much of that bad karma process as much of that bad karma as we're able to process right now, so as to heal what's really underneath, whatever caused the fever last week, whatever caused the eye injury, and also obviously the bone chip and the attitude troubles, although those feel like they might be different things. Good for you, sweetheart. So merging the energy bodies together more deeply and really intending to, for Laylallee and for everybody she represents. Clarifying again, Laylallee is not her registered name. It is simply the nickname by which she is going right now. There we go. Let's really intend to correct the errors that led to the bad karma that she has very courageously agreed to process in this life. Really merging, really intending to do it for the whole group, not just Layla, but everybody that she's agreed to process the bad karma for. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And now correcting those errors energetically. Processing as much of this bad karma energetically, vibrationally, and with conscious focus as we can, so we don't need to have more injuries or more illnesses crop up, so we can really get this energy up and out, and move forward into a more successful way of life, a healthy way of being. So really merging all the way through and holding the awareness, especially of the fever and the eye issue at the back of our energy body, kind of holding those two feelings. And now really intending to correct those errors so that we can accomplish what that part of the soul plan said we were going to accomplish. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And now the angels are talking about some of the reasons why eye injuries can be helpful. And I want you to listen, because this is directly linked to the way you think about your injury and also your attitude about life in general. So we're going to continue to correct the errors that led to the bad karma, and also listen to what they have to say, because they say, here's the secret about having one good eye and one bad eye, is it is an always there, a constant reminder to try and listen up to the angels, to hear what it is you're supposed to do. People who have two good eyes, it's so much easier to forget that there's somebody upstairs who's trying to give us signals, trying to help us out, trying to let us know what we need to do. When you have one bad eye, you're aware that you don't have the same amount of sensory resources that a horse with two good eyes has. You're aware that there is something missing there. And so instinctively you're going to work to find other ways of sensing things. And what if at this stage of your life we begin the process of training for you to put that sensory focus, that sensory oomph, that sensory energy up out the top of your head to your own guardian angels, and then you become not somebody with a disability in the vibrational sense or even in the sense of your actions. You actually will become somebody with a superpower, because that's not something you're missing. You will have something nobody else that you're racing against has. You will have an eye up to the guardian angels. There we go. And so that's a way to think about why the eye injury is a really, really good thing. It's an always there reminder of the possibility of getting information from divine presences, really big guys upstairs who have better perspectives than we do, so that you can base your life off of that and not just off of what you see with your eyes. And other people can get so confused because they can think, well, I can see enough to make my own decisions. But we can't see what angels see. Nobody can at this dimension's density. It doesn't really work that way. Beautiful. So that's a good reminder. And meanwhile, continuing to correct the errors that led to the bad karma that, bless you, you agreed to process during this life. Beautiful. Now merging more deeply, continuing to correct those errors. Let's really get the energy flowing up through the vertical pillar, especially at the back of the energy body. There you go. Good for you, especially up the back of the energy body. And now let's really merge in to that left hind leg, and we can feel the bone chip in the ankle, and that feels like it has a different root cause, a different reason why it's in your life. And so now merging in, really feeling it, and asking Layla's guardian angels, what do we do now to heal the root cause of that chip in the bone of the left hind ankle? What do we do now to heal the root cause of that problem and whatever it represents in such a way as to align Layla with her soul plan, with her destiny, with the life that she was really born to live? Fascinating. Okay, we're going to start to work with the energy in that left hind leg. And they're starting to show what might be your life path. And this comes up in sessions sometimes. The life path is the energetic structure of the life that you're born to live. And everybody sees it differently. Most people feel it differently. There we go. But if you've got a soul plan, you've got a life path, and we just have to find it. And this chip on the leg seems to have to do with the life path, and it's possible it's this simple, and I'm going to have to babble it out, and I might have to back up and correct myself. What it feels like is as you were born, you got kind of turned sideways, just a little bit sideways on the life path, but you were continuing to move forward on the life path sideways, almost like a car skidding. How the car is not rolling its wheels appropriately, it is not facing the right direction, it's moving forward on momentum, on energy, on Newtonian physics itself. And that's kind of the feeling. You turn sideways, maybe literally in the birthing process, and you've been skidding forward, which would also contribute to health issues, boy, wouldn't it? And it feels like now it's hitting the point where you've been skidding forward long enough that your physical body is responding, and one of those ways is in the bones. And so let's really merge in, and that's why they call it the root cause, because the superficial cause could be an accident, could be an injury, something happened in the paddock. I think it sounded like you had some kind of collision with your mother, and that would explain, oh, that's why that bone broke off. But what was underneath the vibration, the energy that caused that event to happen? Because they're upstairs trying to get your life to be exactly the way it's supposed to be. And so we just have to put it together, and that would explain it. You were skidding, and they're trying to turn you forward. So now really reaching up to those guardian angels, intending to open up that door in the sky above this farm. Every time this recording plays, intending to open that door to the angels higher and higher and higher and higher. And now, let's merge in with the life path for this filly who we're currently calling Layla, and sometimes Laylallee, and technically her name is probably something like Ain't It Sweet 20, because that's her mother's name in the year she was born. And she doesn't have a registered name yet, but let's ask to see her life path. There we go. And let's start to turn vibrationally, energetically, turn you to face forward on that life path. Good for you, sweetheart. Turning you to face forward on that life path. Turning you to face directly forward and bringing that back end. There we go. Wow. Bringing that back end around to where it's supposed to be, bringing the front of the energy body to where it's supposed to be, really merging down into the life path, out through the base of Layla's energy body, and turning to face forward. And what it feels like is there's a lot of momentum to keeping you sideways. There we go. And so let's really try to get it so that momentum pushes you forward. Really turn the body, angle the body, almost overcompensating in the turn. There you go. So that it really propels forward, really moves you straight forward into the life you were born to live. There we go, getting that upward flow, moving up the back. There, good for you. Merging more deeply, getting that upward flow, really moving up the back. And now, feeling that momentum of the energy at the back of the energy body and starting to use that momentum to push you forward, really turn you and push you forward. Beautiful. And in that process of turning forward and moving forward, we're going to also try to let go of some of the debris that you've been carrying with you, that you've picked up from various places and various people, and it happens to everyone, so don't freak out. But just to allow those to fall off of the back of Layla's energy body, and as they fall, I think this we should just burn and use to propel her forward on the life path again. Really propel her forward. There we go. Now let's try to circle back to the very start of the session to reach up to that higher soul that we had a little bit of a schism with, and really intend to connect to that higher soul. So we have the life path under the feet, so we have the higher soul above us. There we go. So Laylallee, the filly who we've been calling Laylallee, can have the alignment of somebody upstairs looking out for her, who is responsible for her. There we go, in an actual life path that she's supposed to be living under her feet. Beautiful, and to straighten and strengthen that alignment. Okay, now merging in especially to that left hind ankle. Let's get that energy really blasting up. Because when we have you really aligned with your life path, really going in the direction you're supposed to be going in, presumably that ship is going to be able to go away. Presumably we won't need that ship to signal us anymore that something is off in the big alignment of your life. And that's really beautiful. The injuries, the issues that are coming up for you are coming up to show you when you're off track. Coming up to show you, which is funny because you're a racehorse track. Haha, thank you. Coming up to show us when we need to make adjustments in your life. It's wonderful, sweetheart. Okay. Let's see how long we've been going. I've kind of been in a time warp. Oh gosh, we should probably head toward the closing process. Let's really merge in and ask the guardian angels, what do we do now? And is there anything more to be done that has to do with the attitude, the behavioral issues? There we go. Is there anything more to be done today to heal the root causes of what we might call aggression, untrustworthy behavior, sometimes unmanageable behavior? Well, here's the thing, and this is one of those really kind angels speaking, and probably we should pay attention. He's saying it's easy to be angry when it feels like things have happened to you not based on your own actions. And this is hard for you to hear, but it's important to think about sometimes when you feel like so many bad things have happened to you, and then you feel angry because it feels like there's no reason so many bad things should happen to you. And to remember what the angels have been talking about throughout this session, how before this life began, You wanted to get a lot of bad karma processed really quickly so that the rest of your life could go better, 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 better. And you said, okay, I'll process it. Give it to me. I can take it. And now we're in it, and this is the tough time, this is the challenging time, but if we really intend to work through it solidly, it is possible that we can work through it so that the rest of our life goes so much better. And when we think about it like that, it becomes a beautiful golden opportunity to not ensure, but to boost the possibility of the rest of the life working out really, really well. Then maybe it'll be easier for you to not feel angry about it, okay? Because here's the thing. I'm not going to reach into your energy body and yank around the way that you choose to think about the things that happen in your life. Because you are the one who is allowed to make the choices about how you feel about what happens in your life. I'm simply, and this is a really nice angel, so I think we should listen. He's saying, I'm simply offering you perspectives on what's happening in your life, that if you are interested in not being angry, if you're interested in finding inner peace and motivation, these would be the things to think about. And whatever you choose to do with them is really up to you, and will say more about who you are as a person than almost any other choice you are ever going to make. And they're watching you upstairs to see how you're going to choose to think about the things that have happened to you. And based on that, they're going to allocate a lot of the things that are going to happen to you after this. And so these are choices that have consequences and also that have benefits. Okay, sweetheart? You're doing a great job. Maybe we start the closing process, and if something else comes up, we can deal with it as it comes. Hi, dear. All right. Right now, really merging all the way through Layla and everybody she represents. Starting to correct the errors, all the mistakes we made in this healing process today, correcting them right now so that we're not leaving any mistakes behind us. There we go, good for you. So that we're not leaving anything that needs to be handled unhandled, correcting it all right now. And now merging, and including the omissions, everything that was left out, including it right now. So everything that was supposed to be said, at least is vibrationally said right now. Oh, there's something missing. And everything that was supposed to be done, at least is vibrationally included right now. Hi, darling. Really including it all right now, and every time the recording plays, intending to correct the errors and include the omissions over and over again, so every single time the healing gets deeper and more powerful, and that door to the angels becomes taller and clearer and brighter. So that every time the recording plays, the hand of God can reach down even more easily to wherever Layla is. Thank you. Now let's take all the work that was done poorly in this healing session today, and vibrationally raising it up to well done with our own efforts, really raising it up. There we go. And you can tell there's always stuff done poorly. And now taking all the work that was done well and raising it up. As close to divine perfection as we're able to get it right now with our own efforts. And we're aware we can't make anything divinely perfect. I don't have that ability, but the angels can. And so we really reach up to those angels who have been responsible for the filly that we call Layla, and for that group that she took responsibility for before this life began. And if we find that group of angels and we ask really nicely if they're willing to make this work divinely perfect, to really heal the root causes of the problems in Layla's life and whatever they represent, so as to align her with her destiny, then maybe they might be willing to do that. And sending up the grace that we have. There we go. And the grace that Layla's accumulated through the work done even just in this healing session to process the bad karma of the group she took responsibility for. Sending up that grace to help pay for the healing process. There we go. Whew. We can feel that straightening up on the life path feeling again, like the back end is swinging around again. There we go, intending to get that upward flow to really loosen up that back left leg. There we go. Woohoo. Beautiful. Now merging the energy bodies together more deeply. You're doing a great job, sweetheart. Let's start to wrap the healing session, sealing up the work that's been done today, really sealing it all the way top to bottom and bottom to top, all the way up over the head, all the way down underneath the feet as well. There you go. Good energy shift. Good for you. There we go, and now sighting up through that hole in the sky to those guardian angels way up there who have very, very kindly offered to be responsible for this filly. And let's send the work all the way up to them, really sending it up through the dimensions so that it arrives clean, it arrives safe. Okay, now drawing the focus back to the sacred space we created at the very start of the healing session today. And now strengthening that sacred space all the way around, strengthening it underneath the feet, over the head. There we go, so that every time this recording plays, this place becomes even more touched by the angels, even more divine, even more a doorway between God up there and life down here. There we go. Now, Layla, we're going to start to separate the energy, sending your energy back to you, calling my energy back to me, and sending everybody else's up to their own guardian angels to be sorted and sent back to them. There we go. And again, sending yours to you. There, good response. You felt that come back. Good for you. Calling my energy back to me, and sending everybody else's up to their own guardian angels to be sorted and sent back to them, so that no matter who they are or where they are, they're going to feel just a little bit better, even though they won't know why. Some little bit of them comes back. Really separating down under the feet. There we go. And that's good. You feel that under the feet, how it helped that energy body open up under there? That was great. Oh gosh, you're about to fall asleep. Good for you. All right, now sealing up that sacred space where the separation happens, so we don't leave any tears, any holes in the fabric, any places for anybody to break through. There we go. So all of your energy comes all the way back to you. All mine comes all the way back to me, and that sacred space is sealed. And now sending up a lot of gratitude for the angels who showed up for the healing session today, because they absolutely did not have to, and they did. And that is something to be grateful for every single time. Now, Layla, what's important for you to know, and what I've also discussed with your owner and with your trainers before the healing session, is that this is just the first layer of healing. And then I'm going to send this recording to your owner and your trainers, and they're going to play the recording for you every other day. And every time you're able to work with this recording, another layer will come up to be healed. Another layer will come up to be healed. And then when the recording stops bringing up the layers, it'll be time for your next healing session. And we'll come back and we'll come for whatever is the next round. Okay, my friend? And we know that it's done because the problems will go away and they won't ever come back. And that's how it works. You did very good work today. I'm very proud of you. And for anybody watching, this is very common, especially with younger horses, for them to get very drowsy during the healing session. She's not on drugs. It's just the energy has moved a lot, and the big guys upstairs have made a lot of changes that we're very grateful for. Okay, my friend, you did good work today. I'm looking forward to hearing how it goes for you. Good luck. Good luck.